It's been a crazy week in the world of anime and manga, folks, between Hunter x Hunter returning, Black Clover updates, author of Black Clover Yuki Tabata talking some serious stuff, and of course, you already know how it goes when it comes to Weekly Shonen Jump. They canceling another one. This time, though, a lot of fans are really upset. I mean, fans usually be upset about the cancellations because, y'all know, Jump beyond that. They be playing with our feelings, getting us all invested, and then wham, after 30 chapters, you're out of here. And it appears that they're canceling another one, folks, and I'm not happy about it, so without further ado, let's jump into another exciting episode of ForneverWorld, the only news source that provides anything and everything anime and manga related, and we don't bore you. We get into it. Let's do it. Okay, people, so before we jump into the episode, definitely gotta recommend that you subscribe and hit that bell. Make sure that we pass this around, share this video, do everything you possibly can to make sure people get informed on that FORNEVER news. Now, with that being said, we gotta start off talking about some Black Clover stuff. Despite the fact that, in case you don't know, the Black Clover manga right now is on a hiatus for the next couple of months. It was declared as 3, and it's been about a month since then. There's still some little updates and information coming around, but in particular, this update I caught, and a lot of fans were kind of mixed on this one, not very happy about it, because y'all know, as it stands right now, it's been like 420 to 30 days since we got the announcement that the Black Clover movie was incoming, which is kind of crazy to think like, wait, what? Yeah, it's easily been well over 415 days, maybe 420 again. Wow, 420, wow. Since we got that announcement, and there's not even a freaking trailer. We got 2 key visuals that look like they were drawn at the same time and spread apart. We got the one that came with the initial announcement of Asta, and then later on at Jump Festa, we got a little more of an update of, hey, here's the second half of the drawing with Yuno in it. But again, we have no trailer, we got no nothing, and now this piece of information came out about the upcoming film that has people not that happy. And shout outs to the user that posted this, but they said, so to anyone who's curious about who's directing the new Black Clover movie, my season 4 Blu-ray just arrived, and in Ayataka Tanemura's interview, he states, thank you for watching this far. I will be working as the director on the movie that's currently in production, and a lot of amazing staff from the TV series will be back as well. And a lot of fans were like, oh no, that's not the director that they wanted. They wanted the peak director, Yoshihara, to come through. Some fans said, I was hoping for Yoshihara, but Ayataka did a great job with season 4. Oh, so that was the person that handled season 4 of Black Clover. And while season 4 of Black Clover, you could definitely tell they did like guerrilla warfare in terms of putting it together with, you know, scouring the internet. Anybody that can animate, come aboard and help out. Ultimately, considering the time schedule that they had to create that, it was very close to when the manga did it. They did a phenomenal job. So even though some fans are like, I want Yoshihara like this guy right here, another person saying he's probably too busy to direct the whole movie, because I believe Yoshihara is also working on Chainsaw Man, which, oh my god, Chainsaw Man's gonna be just godlike. So they probably are allocating whoever they can when they can, and it almost sounds like they're treating this Black Clover movie like a quaint relic of, hey, we get to it. And I think that's mainly because from a financial standpoint, they're just looking at it as maybe it's not as profitable as they would like it to be, and it's almost like a project of passion to a certain degree of, hey, if fans rock with it, we'll make more, but as it stands right now, this is just a quaint relic that we'll get to it when we get to it. Because let's keep it a buck, if there was a giant driving rush for Black Clover, they would have dropped the movie already. Like, you know, once Bleach started eclipsing the demand year after year after year, they were like, okay, we're gonna bring back Thousand Year Blood War finally, you know, because there was a time where Bleach was not all that loved. Especially, it took for the manga to end, in my opinion, for people, even as myself, to realize, I miss Bleach. Bleach was freaking awesome. Bring back Bleach. So it kind of would be the same thing in a sense of when Black Clover starts to get more of people screaming, hey, we want it, maybe it'll come back. I wonder, and I'm scared about this one, but I wonder if they're waiting for the Black Clover manga to wrap up in order to put out that movie. What if that's going to be like the end game? They decided, you know what, Black Clover just isn't the next Naruto as the previous, I believe, or the current editor-in-chief of Shonen Jump had proclaimed he wanted. It didn't happen. We got a movie coming. We're gonna drop it with the end of the series. Who knows, maybe this movie is going to be the first time we ever see them as, like, you know, the Wizard King or whatever is going to happen. Maybe this is going to be a film that's going to showcase the end of Black Clover. Maybe that's why they're not showing anything, no character designs, no trailers, because they can't, because possibly the idea that they came up up with this is going to be like maybe the last Naruto the movie, but for Black Clover. That's a possibility. Also, the fact that Studio Pierrot seems to have like no interest in doing movies. Like, what's the last big film they've done besides, like, I can't even tell you. I think Boruto Naruto the movie was the last big film they did, right? Unless I'm like totally misremembering. Like, they didn't even do a movie for Tokyo Ghoul, and that would have been huge if they would have done anything, a spin-off movie, anything, a big theater thing, and they dropped the ball. But yes, people, the director of season 4 of Black Clover is working on the Black Clover movie. He confirmed that. Some fans aren't happy because they wanted somebody that has done some more impressive work per se, but either way, that's the information we got right now. And again, they're really shafting this. I'm just giving it a buck. If you've waited 400 plus days to drop anything, especially when this is a multi-million-dollar company that, you know, Black Clover was one of the biggest anime over on Crunchyroll. It's just, sometimes it's just bizarre. Black Clover is just a bizarre phenomenon of, so people really love the anime, they love to stream it, but there's not no value in the manga and the movie. They're just scrambling on what to do, it seems. And while I got you here, I want to say I reported on some of this before, but I really thought this was awesome because y'all know that whole Yoshihiro Togashi is back, Hunter x Hunter returns. It's actually a thing. It's actually returning, and I'm kind of like, holy cow, what? So with it, a lot of fans have been digging up old articles and just seeing the camaraderie and fanboyism of somebody like Yuki Tabata and his love and passion for people like and creators that inspired him, like Yoshihiro Togashi. For example, this was an old one back when he drew a cover for Weekly Shonen Jump, and they were asked to like draw different iconic characters from the magazine's history. And right here, Tabata says back then that why he decided to go with Hiei was, I was super hooked on Yu Yu Hakusho as a child. Me too, as a child, as a teen, as I'm still addicted right now. I love Yu Yu Hakusho, and I read all the volumes on my bookshelf so many times that they're all rugged now. My DVD collection says the same thing. I loved Hiei the most. The evil eye, actually Kurama was my guy. Black Demon Flames, the Black Dragon King Flame, his cool personality and his strength. Despite his height, I even copied Hiei and added some evil eye characters in my manga, and I still am now. Pretty much he was like, yo dog, you know, y'all be saying I rip off shit. I bet I'm ripping off Hiei. He's mine now. But then also, this was another really dope one. I'm not sure when this one was posted, but it says here afterward. This was probably in one of the volumes of Black Clover. The other day, my wife and I went to the series award ceremony and the Jump Exhibition Volume 3 private showing, and we had a blast. The lady photographer who took the souvenir photos told me, you boast about your wife a lot in your weekly author comments, don't you? Which made me chuckle. All sorts of people said very nice, very welcome things to me, including Big Brother Tamu of Beelzebub. Ah, he loves Beelzebub. Oh my god, Tabata really is a treasure, whom I hadn't seen in a while. I was so grateful. Also, during the Jump Exhibition Volume 3 private showing, I spotted the great Yoshihiro Togashi and got to speak to him for the very first time. I've loved Yu Yu Hakusho ever since I was a kid, to the point where when we got to draw a protagonist and a legendary character we liked for the Jump 50th anniversary commemoratory issue cover, I drew Hiei. I was all flustered, and when I said, I'm Tabata, I'm currently drawing a manga called Black Clover for Jump, he said, oh yes, you drew Hiei, in a kind voice. I was deeply moved. Hey, kid Tabata, adult Tabata is seriously moved right now. And again, we might have covered that in the past, but it just felt so appropriate to read it just now with all the chaos going on with Hunter x Hunter and, you know, Black Clover making waves and stuff like that. And wow, yo, that's dope that at the very least, you know, he met one of his idols and things didn't go right. Oftentimes, you know, if you meet your idols, there's a possibility things might go a little bit left, lads. And then since I'm talking about Togashi and Hunter x Hunter, did you know that Hunter x Hunter is so freaking huge and Yoshihiro Togashi is such a legend that him dropping that little storyboard announcement made such a ruckus that in a day, Yoshihiro Togashi has 1.4 million followers on Twitter. And in a day, I'm talking about from everyone from Mr. Beast, RDC World 1, Caleb City. Like, I just saw all of the biggest, and not to mention a lot of people were saying, I can't verify that one. Chris, check if it's true, that there was some big companies that were also joining in on the festivities of Hunter x Hunter's return. I can't verify, but somebody said it was like McDonald's and a bunch of other ones. But either way, I know a lot of celebrities, I know a lot of big people were going in on that, and it got him to 1.4 million in a day, dog. That is king stuff. That is that Yu Yu Hakusho meets Hunter x Hunter greatness that Yoshihiro Togashi brings. And quickly, because there were a few people that actually still to this point believe that either A, I faked that somehow, which is like, what? Like you missed the 50 million other people that followed suit with me and talked about it. In case Yusuke Murata, the artist of One Punch Man, clarifying that that was Yoshihiro Togashi wasn't enough proof for you, Oricon themselves, the people that track the sales in Japan for manga and all that jazz, has confirmed with a Weekly Shonen Jump spokesperson that Yoshihiro Togashi's Twitter account is official and belongs to that mangaka. So it belongs to Togashi. So for people that are like, that's a bot account, oh my god, this is clickbait, First of all, bozo alert, like Forever News keeps it real and gully over here. Y'all know that. That's why most people press that subscribe button like you're gonna do right now. You pressing the subscribe button and then you're going on over and you're clicking that bell so that you make sure you know, be up to date with everything. And thank you for that, by the way. I appreciate you clicking those buttons. And with that being said, now we got to get into the heartbreaking stuff. Again, I led with love, and that love led us to this right here that I'm like, Shonen Jumpu, what the hell are you doing? I am once again to I can't even talk right now. That's how distraught I am of what the hell I just read. Because in case you don't know, Weekly Shonen Jump gets a little bit randy when it comes to that axe. They love to cancel whatever it is that ain't making a gajillion sales and a gajillion viewership ASAP. Even if the sales are like mediocre-ish, they still don't care. They want you to do Assassination Classroom Volume 1, 600,000 copies off rip type of sales. And if you're doing anything less than that, if the rankings in the magazine ain't great, you're out of here. They're not giving you room to grow. This is the era where if you were like early One Piece, if you was like OG Dragon Ball, any of those type of series, you would not survive in this landscape. You gotta just be, I don't know, extraordinary. They're just trying to find superstars among superstars because yeah, they canceled another one, folks, and you're probably like, which one? And honestly, I thought if they were going to cancel something, it was going to be something else, or this was going to be the last one to be announced being canceled. However, the strongest new release, like dead ass, this was the strongest, the best new manga since Red Hood, that also coincidentally got canceled. Shout outs to that terrible editor that led Yuki Kawaguchi down that dark road of, you know, getting canceled. Ayashimon from the author of Hell's Paradise Yuji Kaku has officially been cancelled. It is over with. It is donezo. According to this, it says Ayashimon will end in this week's Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 26. Success ain't a destination, but a part of the journey. It doesn't end once you succeed or fail. There shall always be lots of ebbs and flows in it. So I hope Yuji Kaku will make a comeback with another series soon in the future. And I'm gonna just keep it real. This is terrible, dog. What is going on over here? Part of me is like wondering, like, huh? Because I've seen series, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, I think Ayashimon in its first week it did like 16,000 sales and whatnot. And I ain't gonna lie, while it's a battle series and ideally you want maybe like 30,000 maybe first week or something like that, 16 ain't that bad. And especially considering if they're dropping it at this point, I don't know if there's like what 20 or so chapters. There's not that many chapters, and if I remember correctly, they allowed Samurai 8 that only sold 14,000 copies first week to last a long time. It went for like a full year. Obviously different circumstances. That was Masashi Kishimoto, creator of Naruto. This is the creator of Hell's Paradise. But nevertheless, I say all that to say that Ayashimon, once again, very strong following in the West. Doesn't matter over there in Japan. And this is going to come back to bite them. I keep on saying it over and over and over. Yes, we have the upcoming Chainsaw Man. We got Bleach returning. We got all of these heavy hitters. Hunter x Hunter's coming back. At some given point, you have to bet on the future. You have to bet on what's going to come after this wave. Mind you, Chainsaw Man is done. Chainsaw Man 2 hasn't even started yet. To start putting it in volume form, to start putting, you know, another anime that'll follow suit. Like, there's not much really to come after. Demon Slayer is over. Don't get me wrong. If they brought back Demon Slayer tomorrow with a part 2, it would sell gangbusters, and maybe that's what they think in their minds too. Like, we always got Demon Slayer in the wings now, but this is bad, dog. Ayashimon was great. Ayashimon, I was like, yo, between it being super meta, breaking the fourth wall constantly, the art was dope, the story was dope, the characters were really likable, enjoyable characters. Why Shonen Jump? Like, this is Sensei no Boge, this is Barrage, this is Iron Knight, this is Takamagahara, this is Samurai 8, this is Red Sprite, this is all of those series that you continuously destroy before they get legs to grow. I honestly say, my recommendation, I doubt Yuji Kaku is going to see this, but if you are watching this, go back to Jump Plus. That is the future anyways. Leave that magazine alone. Honestly, I would encourage any author out there right now that wants to get serialized, while Shonen Jump is a strong possibility of really going super mainstream like a Chainsaw Man, a One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, all of that stuff, I feel like you could do something very big with Jump Plus, because look at what Tatsuki Fujimoto did. Look at Chainsaw Man and how huge that is. All of that is in Jump Plus. That's the digital one. Your schedule's a lot flexible. I get it. Maybe the money ain't the greatest probably in comparison to being in the magazine that's, you know, released on stands every week. I still say Yuji Kaku should come back and go to Jump plus with whatever he does next. That's the best way, because this magazine is just bull at this point. Like, what's gonna stay? And Marshall's on its final arc and doesn't even have an anime. What are they doing over there? Hire me for Shonen Jump West. I got this. I'll take us to the moon. Because clearly that's what needs to be done. There needs to be a Shonen Jump West in order to really, basically facilitate, okay, this audience over here, why are you gonna discard them? Why not say, yo, we might be able to make a whole other magazine with these dudes. As a matter of fact, FORNEVERNEWS magazine, dog, hit me up. Let's get into publication. I'll show y'all how it's really done. But yeah, people, I just had to rant over that because I didn't know if this was going to, it was a toss-up. It was like, yeah, it could happen, but I thought really Doran and the Koizuru One Piece thingy-majig Shugomaru was going to be the ones that get canceled first. I thought maybe Ayashimo might have been safe. Somebody even told me that the pacing started slowing down. They got it out of here, and I'm super disappointed, very angry with Jump at this point of let these series get their time as it continues to build. This one right here with an anime, oh my god, it would have definitely captured things. I don't know, maybe they know something that we don't. Maybe they got analytics that we can't see to determine these things of no, it's not gonna pop. So shout outs to Ayashimon, another one that goes up in the rafters of the long list of Shonen Jump's blade and the blood that it has from chopping off the heads of Samurai 8, Red Hood, all of these great series. It's real out here in the field, people. It's real. Meanwhile, Tagashi strolling in with 4 chapters after a freaking 4 or 5 year hiatus. Like, I'm back in the magazine, guys. I bet Yuji Kaku saw that and wanted to knock someone out. Like, this guy, dog. And because with cancellations means they have room for new series, apparently Weekly Shonen Jump will be starting a new manga that I will not be getting invested in immediately, called Aliens Area. It says a new series titled Aliens Area is set to start in Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 27. So not this issue, but the following issue, a new series will start. And it just is real that, hey, if you read one of these, if you start one of these when they're early on, just know that there is a extremely high probability that it will get canceled early and not finish and not reach its proper conclusion. So Aliens Area, it could be the flyest manga in the world. One of the things that sold me to the Hunters Guild Red Hood was a little trailer that Weekly Shonen Jump had put together of the manga, and then they played us. So yeah, Aliens Area is going to be replacing Ayashimon, that is ending in Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 26, and whatevs. And I mean, while we're at it, let's see what's going on in the minds of these authors over at Weekly Shonen Jump, because we got the Shonen Jump author comments here. Let's start off with Sakamoto Days' Yuto Suzuki. I believe Sakamoto Days had the cover of Jump this past week. My assistant Ayuhara has a one-shot called Bakuhatsuman running in Jump Square Rise. Check it out. And probably unless it hits my algorithms, I won't be checking it out, but we'll see. Then we got My Hero Academia's Kohei Horikoshi. I returned the crossbow that I had bought. I thought it would help as reference material, but I didn't use it at all. Well, that's a bummer, but sometimes you have some ideas. Sometimes, like, I be thinking like, yo, what if I tried this for this show and did that? And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, FORNEVERNEWS, for example, has been one big experiment from the beginning, and we're still experimenting. Then we got Jujutsu Kaisen's Gege Akutami. I messed up and put X1 for the boost in effect. That might be the most pointless error in the world. And Gege Akutami is going to always make errors, in my opinion, because this manga, Jujutsu Kaisen, especially with the details of it, is so intricate that any human being is going to make mistakes, including even a whole team, because you know that there's a whole team that works on Jujutsu Kaisen. It's not just one person, and that means that there's always going to be an error here or there. But if it's like the most pointless error as they proclaim, then who cares? Then I believe this is a new series in the magazine called Super Smartphone by Kentaro Hidano. I've been friends with Doran's Osuka since my student days. We're in Jump together. I'm so happy. And that sounds crazy. Like, imagine being, because getting into Shonen Jump is no easy task by any means. So imagine to make it into the magazine with somebody that you're longtime friends with. Granted, Doran could be out the magazine next week, considering they're getting rid of Ayashimon, and Ayashimon was far more liked and successful than Doran, although Doran kind of appeals to children more. Maybe that's the bag that they're going with that one. But yeah, I mean, shout outs to this author, Super Smartphone. Don't know how long you'll be in this godforsaken magazine, but yeah. Then we got Hajime Komodo from Martial Magic and Muscles. I want to be able to throw a baseball 140 kilometers an hour before I die. I feel like I still have time, so I'm going to get buff. You're not MASH, fam. You're not Mosh Von Dead. Like, what you do? Is it Von Dead or Von Dread? Oh, shit. But yeah, you're not Mosh, dog. You don't got magic and muscles. Well, you got magic with the pen, because Mosh is a pretty damn, Mosh is a pretty awesome story. Again, Osuka from Doran. Even if I'm tired, hearing the Anpan Man song gives me energy. What a wonderful song. And let's wrap it up with Ayashimon's Yuji Kaku. I went to the Tokyo race course. It was my first time experiencing horse racing, but it was a lot of fun and the facilities were great. And that's sad to hear because, I mean, yeah, even it looks legit that these three are all going to get canceled because they're even at the bottom three of the TOC. Doran, Ayashimon, and Protect Me Shugamaru. I have no doubt in my mind that the other two, if there's going to be more cancellations, will be the cancellation. And since we just mentioned them in the Weekly Shonen Jump author comments, in case you don't know, Jujutsu Kaisen will be going on break. Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 27. So next week there's no Jujutsu Kaisen. However, the series will resume with issue number 28 as scheduled. So next week, no Jujutsu Kaisen. Following week after that, there will be a chapter. So this Sunday, expect a chapter. Next Sunday, no chapter. Following Sunday, chapter. Give Gege their breaks. I ain't mad at it. Dr. Stone fans, this one right here might get you a little bit excited. Now, granted, besides the fact that Richiro Inagaki was dragged off of Weekly Shonen magazine and had to come back and talk about Dr. Stone and Jump, but it says here Richiro Inagaki has tweeted that, quote-unquote, Dr. Stone is not over yet. There's no certainty about what he implies, but remember the series has yet to publish a special chapter in summer commemorating the Dr. Stone Ryusui special. And to be honest with you, I think he's saying that because let's just keep it real, right? Dr. Stone, as popular as it was never like a mega hit, right? It was never like a big, oh my god, inescapable type of hit. So that's one. The manga is over, so there's nothing weekly keeping Dr. Stone in people's minds. That's two. Then on top of that, the anime got delayed for an ill minute. Like we were supposed to get the new anime coming this summer. Now it's pushed to 2023 and we're only getting that TV special thingy majig, and there's supposed to be like one extra chapter. So really, there's not much to keep people involved in a series that sold about 13 million copies, which is great, but it's not the biggest thing in the world, especially considering the fact that we see that Weekly Shonen Jump, they don't want just sales. They want God tier sales. And Dr. Stone was never God tier sales, so who knows? Although it would be crazy if, like, imagine Dr. Stone returns with like a spin-off series in the future. Again, I don't know how it ended, so I can't really call it, but that would be kind of crazy if it returned for like a Dr. Stone in the future. The Stone Age got more stonier. And I wanted to throw this in because at the end of the day, it is a Weekly Shonen Jump manga. It has survived the almighty axe, and it is of a different type of Shonen Jump. It's a gag series, but in case you ain't hear the rumblings around the world, Me and Roboco has officially announced its TV anime adaptation in Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 26. Me and Roboco, it often does like parodies for the covers. Like it'll parody Jujutsu Kaisen's cover. It'll parody Demon Slayer. So that's the series that it is. And based off some of the rumors that I heard that it was going to be a short anime. I don't know what that means. It could be that the episodes are going to just be like little mini episodes. Like, what was it, that Sayaki series? So it could be that these are like little mini episodes. It could mean that this is only going to be like a 6 to 10 episode series or something like that. But yeah, that was the announcement. I think they want to just give it a try, right? Because Me and Roboco, you don't know what could happen. A comedy series could go yay or nay. It could blow up and be huge because of all the parodies. It could fall to the wayside and everybody be like, nah, we don't care. So we got to wait and see. But yeah, Me and Roboco has officially announced its TV anime adaptation in Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 26. And yeah, people, that's all the stories we have for today's episode. Curious what you guys think. Most important story, favorite story, let me know. Be like, yo, Fornev, this is what's on my mind. I'm commenting, I'm liking, I'm subscribing, I'm doing it all because I rock with that Forever News. Have an awesome day.
So just go to ForneverWorld.